If you're seeing this message on March 12, pause for a moment. Because something unusual is unfolding above us right now. After months of slow, heavy energy, Jupiter has just shifted direction and gone direct again. And astrologers around the world say this moment opens what many are calling a cosmic portal of acceleration. When Jupiter moves direct, the planet associated with expansion, truth, opportunity, and higher wisdom begins pushing energy forward again instead of backward. And this time the shift feels stronger than usual. Some people describe it as if a door that had been quietly locked for months has suddenly opened. Others say it feels like the universe pressing the fast-forward button on destiny. But here's the important part. When Jupiter goes direct, the energy doesn't just change in the sky. It begins unfolding inside human lives. Ideas that were stuck begin moving. Decisions that felt impossible suddenly become clear. Opportunities appear where nothing existed before. And according to astrologers, the period right after the shift, especially the first few days, can be one of the most powerful windows of manifestation and realization. But most people won't even notice it happening. That's why today we're talking about H9 important things you need to know about the Jupiter direct portal opening right now, because understanding these signs could help you recognize what is beginning to change in your own life. The first thing you need to understand is that your Jupiter retrograde was a period of internal recalibration. For the past several months, Jupiter's energy has been turning inward. During retrograde phases, the universe tends to slow external progress and instead push people toward reflection. Many people reported feeling stuck, uncertain, or questioning the direction of their lives. Plans stalled. Projects delayed. Opportunities seemed to disappear at the last moment. But retrograde periods are not punishment. They are preparation. Think of them like a bow being pulled back before the arrow is released. And now that Jupiter has turned direct, the tension that was building during the retrograde phase begins releasing. Which brings us to the second thing you need to know. Momentum returns quickly after Jupiter goes direct. People often expect planetary shifts to feel subtle, but Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. And astrologically, it represents expansion on a massive scale. When its direction changes, the shift can feel surprisingly immediate. You may suddenly feel a surge of motivation. Conversations that were stalled begin moving again. News you've been waiting for might arrive unexpectedly. It's not unusual for people to receive important messages, opportunities, or realizations within days of this shift. The third thing many people experience is sudden clarity about decisions they've been struggling with. During retrograde phases, confusion is common. People second-guess themselves. Paths feel uncertain. But when Jupiter turns direct, the fog begins lifting. A decision that felt impossible last week may suddenly feel obvious today. You might wake up with a strong feeling about what you need to do next. And often, this clarity arrives quietly. Not as a dramatic revelation, but as a calm inner certainty. The fourth thing to watch for is unexpected opportunities appearing from unusual places. Jupiter is known as the planet of luck and expansion. But this doesn't always show up as obvious good fortune. Sometimes it appears disguised as a conversation, a coincidence, or a new idea that seems to arrive at exactly the right moment. People reconnect. New collaborations begin. Doors open that previously seemed closed. Many astrologers say that when Jupiter goes direct, it's important to stay aware of the opportunities that appear in the days that follow, because they may represent the beginning of something much bigger. The fifth thing you need to know is that growth during this period often requires courage. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, but expansion can feel uncomfortable at first. Growth usually pushes people outside of their familiar patterns. You might feel drawn toward a new direction that feels exciting but slightly intimidating. That feeling is not necessarily a warning. It can actually be a sign that you are moving toward the next stage of your path. The sixth thing many people report during Jupiter direct periods is strong urge to learn, explore, or seek deeper meaning. Jupiter has long been associated with philosophy, wisdom, and the search for truth. When its energy moves forward again, curiosity tends to increase. People start asking bigger questions. Why am I here? What direction should my life take? What beliefs are truly mine? For some, this period can trigger a renewed interest in spirituality, learning, travel, or personal development. The seventh thing to watch for is and sudden shifts in perspective. Jupiter's influence often brings the ability to see the bigger picture. Problems that seemed overwhelming may suddenly look smaller once viewed from a wider perspective. Sometimes a conversation, a book, or even a random moment of reflection can completely change how you see a situation. And once your perspective changes, your decisions naturally begin to change as well. The eighth thing you need to know is that timing begins aligning again. During retrograde phases, people often experience strange timing issues, delays, cancellations, or plans falling apart. But when Jupiter moves direct, the flow of timing tends to improve. Meetings happen at the right moment. People cross paths at exactly the right time. Situations that once felt blocked suddenly begin moving forward. Many people describe this feeling as if the universe is finally cooperating again. And finally, the ninth thing you should understand about this Jupiter direct portal is perhaps the most important. Changes may start internally before they appear externally. At first, the shift might simply feel like a new sense of optimism or possibility. You might notice your thoughts becoming more future-focused. Ideas that once felt unrealistic may begin feeling achievable. That internal shift is often the first sign that Jupiter's forward energy is beginning to work through your life. Because once your mindset changes, your actions follow. And once your actions change, your reality begins changing as well. So if you've been feeling stuck recently, this moment could represent the beginning of a new cycle of movement and expansion. But awareness matters. Most people move through cosmic shifts without noticing them. They miss the opportunities that appear because they're too distracted by routine. The people who benefit most from these transitions are the ones who stay observant, who notice when new doors begin opening. And over the next few days, as Jupiter's direct motion stabilizes, many people may begin noticing subtle but meaningful changes in their lives. Conversations, ideas, opportunities, realizations, small signals that something has begun shifting again. So pay attention to what unfolds around you. Because sometimes the biggest turning points in life begin with the quiet opening of a door you didn't even know was there.